You're listening to the Ripple Podcast. We joke and laugh a lot, but the content itself is serious, sometimes scary, graphic, and always true. This podcast is meant for mature audiences and uses language and subject matter not suitable for young listeners. Listener discretion is advised.
Get Ripple, the bright new drink with that ring-a-ding flavor. Ripple.
Now we have a new drink. A better drink.
Well, I tried.
I know you tried.
It just didn't taste right.
Well, that's because the drink that you made, I think maybe does it have any of the ingredients that it's supposed to have, or did you substitute every single ingredient?
No, it has lime juice and gin. Those were two of the ingredients.
We should have just left it with that.
That would have been actually really good.
The drink itself sounds really good. And if you want the recipe, it's on our Instagram. It's called a
Bootleg.
Oklahoma Bootleg.
Mm-hmm.
And it sounds really good.
It's got mint and honey
And lime
and gin.
and club soda.
Yeah.
That sounds super refreshing.
I put pineapple juice.
Because we didn't have lime juice, so you put pineapple juice.
Uh-huh. I put gin.
You did do the gin. That's about the only thing.
Oh, and it was supposed to have lemon juice. I put lime in it. Or I put one or the other. I don't know. I put one of them in there. We don't have any honey or agave. So I put in some Tennessee honey whiskey. Because that's pretty close, right?
It was terrible. It was really bad.
And I put a cherry in.
It made it pretty at least.
You know, it didn't have mint, so I had a cherry.
Yeah. Well,
It's horrible.
it was really bad.
I feel like it's like sour.
Okay, what's better, this or your peanut butter cocktail that you made?
Oh, my peanut butter cocktail was so good.
That was so gross. That
Yum.
was so disgusting.
I make good stuff.
Hey, but we can have, so we got a beer instead, or kombucha,
Hard kombucha. Big surprise.
because the whole logistics of trying to get Bloody Marys right now just didn't work out, but that's okay. We have that, and then we also still have our Winchester whiskey that listener Michael sent.
Thanks, Michael. That was super cool of you.
I think it's in here.
It is. I can see
So
it.
if you want to take a swig of that a little later, we've got
good
it.
call. And I see that you're hiding something from me behind your computer.
Your computer.
My computer.
I have
It's the Trader Joe's hour.
Trader Joe's snack of the week.
Dun, 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 dun.
And I've been eating these all day. These are super, super delicious. Here, I'm going to give you a blind taste test.
And I have to guess what it is?
You have to guess.
Oh, that scares me a little bit.
Well, it's a fruit gummy thingy. Like a
Oh.
fruit snack. But tell me what flavor it is.
Okay.
Chewing, chewing. Do it right in the microphone.
That's horrible.
People love it. There's whole YouTube channels dedicated to it.
Oh, it's spicy. Is there chili in it?
Mm-hmm. It's apple fruit snacks, and it's the mango jalapeno flavor.
Okay.
They're so good. I think they're delicious. I went to Trader Joe's yesterday. I got these. I really wanted to get the cookie butter beer.
What, were they out?
They don't have it yet.
They don't have it yet.
No, not all of the stores have it yet. So our local Trader Joe's has instead a peanut butter cups porter.
That sounds yummy.
It does sound good, but it's too hot.
Yeah.
Like, I just can't
Porters
imagine.
are a cold drink.
Yeah, I cannot imagine drinking that right now. But so I got those. I got those fruit gummies. I got a cauliflower risotto,
That sounds
which
good.
I think is a new product.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you're an adult, all of your carbs that you loved are now replaced with cauliflower.
And life is sad.
It really is. What else should I get?
I haven't gone. I need to go tomorrow.
Yeah, find some good stuff. Oh, I got the pumpkin empanadas.
Oh.
I'm very excited about those.
You haven't had it yet?
Have not tried them yet.
Hmm.
But I'll report back for our next week update of Trader Joe's.
These gummies are good.
Aren't they so good?
They have the littlest bit of a kick, and I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if that was our Flying Embers because we're drinking the pineapple chili. So we've got some spice going around.
Spicy.
Because we're spicy.
Get Ripple.
Did you do your homework?
Kind of.
Okay.
I did part of my homework.
What do you mean part?
Well, I didn't remember my dreams every single day.
Oh, that's how I was. Yeah.
Yeah, but I the ones that I did remember, I did write down.
Okay. Do you have a good one to share with me?
Yeah, if you want. So I know we've been trying to like do our dreams, and they're supposed to like say something about us and be a reflection of who we are or whatever.
What we're
like
going
that,
through in
some
life.
Sort of, yeah. So I had a dream, and it finally like I was like, you know what? That's exactly right. Sort of dream that told me so much about myself. Okay.
Okay.
So I had a dream that I was out with a bunch of friends, and it was like a bunch of friends who don't normally hang out together, like all different groups. And they're all hanging out together, and they're going to that place in LA where you can like walk around and basically take Instagram photos. Do you know what I'm talking about? There's like a giant cereal bowl, and then there's a room where all of the furniture is on the ceiling, and it looks like you're upside down. And
it's strictly for photo ops.
It totally is. It's everybody just staring at their phone, taking pictures. And my friends are ahead of me, and they're walking in, and then I like stop because I feel like I'm having an allergic reaction. And I'm starting getting hives like all over my body. And then like my entire throat starts swelling. And I'm like trying to like wave to my friends like, help, help, help. I'm having an allergic reaction. And Adam's like, he's like, oh, okay, I'll be there in a little bit. And then another friend's like, oh, no, you're fine. You're fine. And I'm like freaking out because I feel like I'm about to die. And then
it's a scary dream.
Yeah, it was super scary. And then my friend Monique walks out and she's like, Angela, stop being ridiculous. You're just allergic to people.
That is the best. Did you tell her this? Have you told her this dream yet?
I haven't told her yet.
Don't tell her. Make her listen to this.
So yeah. And and no truer thing has ever been said about me. And it wasn't even real life. It was my own brain telling me this. So yeah, if anybody wants to analyze that dream,
I don't think it needs to be analyzed.
Go ahead and send us an email at whatever our email address is, theripplepodcast@gmail.com.
Pretty much means you don't like people. The end.
Do you have a dream?
Okay, so I didn't have that like the week before. Maybe I was focusing on dreaming more, or I don't know, maybe my diet was different, or I was drinking more or less, or who knows. But my dreams this last week were not nearly as exciting. But this one I dreamt that there was like sticky substance all over me, and like I couldn't open. Like, remember as a kid if you got pink eye and you like couldn't open your eye?
No, I don't, because I didn't.
You never got pink eye?
No, because I washed my freaking hands.
Oh, every kid got pink eye.
I never got pink eye because I didn't touch poop.
I didn't touch poop either.
That's how
but
you
I
get pink eye. It's
but
from
I
poop.
touched a kid that touched poop. Probably.
Why are you touching kids?
I touch everybody. I'm a
Gross.
toucher.
Don't do that.
I like touching. But yeah, it was like that. Like my eyes were sealed shut, and like my hands couldn't move. Like I was just stuck with sticky.
That's so gross.
It wasn't a good dream. It wasn't
really
real
disgusting.
fun.
Was Nick drilling on you?
No, it was at Grandma's house. I wasn't even home.
Oh. Yeah, that's gross.
Mm-hmm.
Really gross.
Not a fun one.
I don't like it.
Get Ripple.
I was talking to one of my friends today who is a teacher and is having to teach all her classes on Zoom. And she's been having a hard time. She's got 2 kids at home. She's teaching, and it's just challenging. She's got a whole bunch of students that she's trying to deal with, and one of her students was being a little asshole and having to talk with a parent in the first couple weeks of school, and just a whole bunch of nonsense. But I was talking to her today, and she's like, oh my gosh, I couldn't sleep the other night, and I was listening to an episode of the podcast, and I was laughing, and it's like you guys are just like having cocktails and like are an episode of like 2020 meets the X-Files meets Unsolved Mysteries, but with cocktails.
And with slurring and mixing up people's words and then
mispronouncing names.
Quite remembering how the story went. So kind of just making it up as we go along, but eventually getting there.
I took it as a huge compliment that someone who's dealing with a lot of shit lately, like we were making her smile and laugh and not think about
that makes me smile.
So let's cheers to making people smile through our drunken, horrible stories.
Yeah.
So do you want to hear a horrible story?
Actually, yeah, I do.
Okay.
I'm ready for it.
It's from Oklahoma. Do you know anything about Oklahoma?
I had a hamburger at a truck stop in Oklahoma once.
You've been in Oklahoma?
I have been in Oklahoma.
What were you doing there?
I'm driving through it.
Why?
Getting to Lubbock, Texas.
Oh.
Was it Oklahoma though? Yeah, I think because we were going through the top of Texas. And that's Oklahoma, right?
I don't know. I failed. I told you that. I failed my 8th grade test. My 8th grade map test where you had to
memorize where all the states are
and the capitals.
Well, I did not have to do that.
8th grade, and I could not go.
I never learned the capitals.
On the Magic Mountain field trip with all the other 8th graders. I had to sit in the office because I didn't pass.
Oh yeah, I do remember you telling me this story. That's really sad.
Yeah, and Mom,
so you just sat there all day.
Somehow
long.
I was able to call Mom, and she was pissed. Not at me. I mean, probably at me.
Yeah, probably at you.
But she was pissed at the school too.
Why? You didn't do your work. You don't get to play.
I don't know.
We had to do that. I had to memorize the preamble to the Constitution, and we had to write it, and we couldn't have any errors, and then we also had to recite it. And if you didn't do it, you didn't get to go to, I think we went to Magic Mountain too.
Mm-hmm. No, ours was the states, the map test with the capitals, and I failed.
Well, you got to try harder. How'd you study at home?
Oh, I didn't do that either. All right, so my sources, Wikipedia, Medium.com, All That's Interesting, The Ghost Diaries, and then I listened to a podcast called Let's Get Haunted.
Oh, we're talking about ghosts. Maybe.
You'll see. So mine was Oklahoma, and it was, what was my theme?
I don't know. You pulled it.
Crimes. Remember crimes.
Okay. So ghosts in Oklahoma committing crimes.
And I'm such an overachiever that my story is also a mystery. It also has paranormals. It also...
Lots of paranormals. All of the paranormals?
You'll see.
A few paranormals.
You'll see. It checked a lot of boxes.
Okay.
So my story is about Sherilynn and Bobby. And they met in 2002. And they had a pretty short little relationship before Sherilynn got pregnant and had a baby named Madyson.
Well, her name is Sherilynn.
All one word.
Sherilynn. Okay.
And Bobby, his name isn't Robert. It's Bob. Just Bob.
Bobbert.
Mm-hmm. And baby Madyson is Madyson.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There's some fun names.
All right, then.
So baby Madyson was born in August of 2003. And then that same November, Bobby got into a really bad car accident where like 2 cars pretty much hit him from each side.
Oh, shit.
And
was he like driving like right on the middle double yellow line?
Well, I do know that it was not his fault.
Oh, shit.
So he got into, and his back like got super jacked up.
Oh, he survived?
He did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But he was, I mean, on super horrible back pain from then on. And so he's like, couldn't get out of bed some days and he couldn't work. And obviously because he's frustrated because he hurts, he has like some major mood swings and then he's taking pain pills and just like it just continued from that.
We're having a really hard time with words.
I am. What's that? Would it not? I want to say catapults, but that's not the right word.
It vicious cycle.
No, like it dominoed.
It just somersaulted.
Yeah, it's something like that, but that's not it. Exploded. I don't know. Whatever.
Problems. All kinds of problems.
He had a lot of them. So in July of 2004, Bobby and Sherilynn, they got married in Hot Springs, Arizona. And they had this like really pretty 2-story large lakefront home in Eufaula. I think I'm saying that right.
In Arizona?
In Oklahoma.
Okay, so they went and got married in
Arizona? They just got married in Arizona, yeah. All right. And they had a big garden, and I saw pictures of the house. It was, cute little house. And then, big house, actually. It's 2 stories. And then, like, bad things start happening.
More bad things.
More. So in 2007, Sherilynn's sister got stung by a bee and had an allergic reaction and died.
Oh, great.
So obviously that sent Sherilynn into like a deep depression. In 2008, Bobby's parents, Bob and Star Jamison.
Star?
Star. Uh-huh.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Baby Madyson, her middle name is Star.
Okay. Madyson Star.
Yeah. And so she was named after Grandma. And they got divorced. And I'm not really sure, like, if Bobby was, like, just siding with his mom or what. Because, you know, they're adults. But Bob Sr., Bobby's dad...
Okay.
And Bob Jr. got into like a bunch of arguments and even physical fights after like they started the divorce proceedings.
That's weird.
And
why do you care about your parents divorcing? Like, it's sad, but like, why would you get in a fight over it?
Well, I guess Bob Sr. was kind of an asshole. And at one point tried to run over Bobby with his car.
Oh, well, you didn't explain that minor detail.
And he was also like involved in a lot of prostitution. He was dealing.
He was a prostitute?
No, that would
he
be
was
much.
working the street corners.
He had his fishnets on. He was dealing
How
meth
much for a Bobby from Bob.
Bobby from the Knob and Bob. He also was apparently part of the Mexican Mafia. But none of that evidence, like, actually was ever shown. It was kind of all, like, word of mouth type stuff.
Anytime I hear the Mexican Mafia being thrown around in true crime stories, I automatically call bullshit. Because, like they're always fake.
Like any Mexican Mafia story?
If they refer to it.
Are you saying that the Mexican Mafia doesn't exist?
No, I'm saying that, like, calling it the Mexican Mafia is, like, a key indicator that it's not a real thing and it's, like, a rumor.
They're just making it up?
But if it's, like, El Chapo or, you know, like, something more specific, then I'm like, oh, okay.
Well, Bobby Sr. wasn't even really Mexican. So, I don't know.
They wouldn't let him in?
I don't know. Do you have to be Mexican to be in the Mexican Mafia?
I don't know. What if your name's just Rosa and you're
white?
I was just going to say that!
My name is Rosa. Will they let me in? So around this time, Bob Sr. decided to take Bobby out of his will, and he decided to leave everything to his granddaughter, which is Madyson.
That's stupid.
And so this pissed Bobby off even more, and he wanted out of like a business deal that him and his dad had. They both owned like a portion of a gas station together, and Bobby Jr. apparently never got his portion of the money from the deal, so he filed like a legal suit against his dad, which again, your dad's trying to run you over in a car. Like, he's already angry at you.
Just a little bit.
So he finally did get paid. He got half of $64,000, which was $32,000.
Good job.
I know, that was really good math for me.
Did you look that up or like?
Well, I looked it up, but I don't have it in my paper. I remember.
Okay, I'm impressed.
Thanks.
Words don't work this week, but numbers do.
Well, I had a mental math off with a 6-year-old over the weekend.
That sounds awful.
He beat me.
I mean,
it's not hard to do, but like I was blown away. He was doing like multiplication and division, and he's 6.
What a fun weekend.
Doesn't that sound great? In 2009, Madyson got hit by a swing at school, and it knocked out her 2 front teeth.
Oh.
So Bobby and Sherilynn, they're like, screw this school. We're going to homeschool.
That seems like the reasonable solution.
And they took Madyson out, and they also decided to sue the school at the same time. So they're a little bit on a suing frenzy. They're suing the dad. They're suing the school. They're filing for disability for Bobby's back.
That one might be legit.
In July, a friend named Kenneth Bellows, he moved into their house to help out since Bobby was still dealing with like his back pain. He was going to help pay some rent and just kind of help out a little bit. And he's living there for a couple weeks, and he's chatting with Sherilynn, and she kind of lets him know that she actually comes from like a Native American heritage. And this asshole Kenneth, he's like claims white supremacy.
Oh God.
And so he's like spewing all this stuff at her, and a bunch of arguments start happening, and
And Sherilynn gets like a little bit freaked out.
Yeah.
Because he's making threats at her and then at her daughter.
So wait. He started doing this after she's like, by the way.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if they were just talking or how it came out.
And then he's like,
Yeah.
oh,
he's
how
like,
dare you?
Uh-huh. So she pulls out her 22 and she's like, get out of my house. You're gone.
Okay.
And she fires around his feet area, like at the ground.
Dance, Kenneth.
Pretty much. So that was kind of not a good thing that happened. And then in July of 2009, Sherilynn's ex-husband, because she was married once before, and had a kid with him, he got full custody of their 12-year-old son, Colton. And then during the trial, her son told the judge that his mom was really depressed a lot and acted really strange a lot of the time he was around. So he wanted to live with the dad.
Okay.
And then in that same September, Sherilynn was hospitalized after she attempted to commit suicide. And then once released from the hospital, she began losing a whole bunch of weight, like super fast. And she was diagnosed with bipolar disorder, and she was given medication to help, but she didn't always take it, which kind of
doesn't work if you don't take it.
Or it makes it even worse because your body needs it and it's being deprived of it. Speaking from experience here. And so sometimes she would get in these like horrible manic modes or depressed modes, and she'd just like lash out in like super anger and just say things out of violence and just be kind of scary. So the family stayed home a lot, and when they did go out, they didn't really go too far from their house, and they considered themselves very spiritual, and they started thinking one day that their house was haunted by dark spirits.
Okay.
And they contacted their local pastor, Gary Brandon, to come to their home and asked him where they could buy, quote, special bullets to shoot the spirits that were living on the roof of their house.
Oh.
One of them had like wings, apparently, and there was, yeah.
And is that when the pastor handed them a Nerf gun, hopefully?
So, side note, this pastor, Gary Brandon, he has since moved out of the area, and he refuses to talk to anyone regarding this case.
Oh. So things went really well.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
So Sherilynn also told her friends that there were spirits living in their home, and 2 of them were named Michael, and the other one was named Emily.
Wait, 2 of them were named Michael?
I'm sorry. Two of them were named Michael and Emily. One was named Michael, one was named Emily.
Wow.
There were 2 of them.
Wow. I was going to say, what a coincidence. 2 Michael ghosts in one house.
No, Michael A and Michael B. No, it was Michael and Emily.
Michael and Emily.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And she was ready to just off them. She was going to shoot these spirits right out of her house.
Bobby wanted to shoot the ones on the roof.
And to kill them?
Well, special bullets, I'm assuming. Like,
but aren't they
like
already
no, because like
dead?
What's a vampire? Does a vampire need a silver bullet?
But vampires are really, really fucking old. They're alive though. They're just really old.
No, they're dead.
No, they're alive.
Oh, because they keep
they're
drinking
like 5
blood.
million years old.
Well, these are like black spirits with wings.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Bats, maybe
bats. So Sherilynn would leave the notes around the house that would say things like, "Get out, Satan."
And then start doing that every time I go to your house.
I'll leave a note that says, "Get out, Satan."
Oh.
Get out, Satan. Remember, Mom had a dog named Satin, and a lot of people, when they would read it, they read Satan.
And next up is Satan.
Madyson, she's 6 at the time now.
Madyson Star.
And she frequently talks to Emily.
Well, then why do they want to kill her?
So
maybe Madyson wants a friend.
That's it. Maybe it was just an imaginary friend, or was it a spirit that Madyson was communicating with? My kid talks to Miss Roberta frequently, so I like Miss Roberta. I'm not
Okay.
kicking her out of my house, but I'm going to kick Satan out. So this made Sherilynn even more convinced that the house had these evil spirits invading in it. And then Bobby, he got a copy of the Satanic Bible, and he was going to try to exorcise the spirits himself using this.
What? Don't you do that with the not Satanic Bible, with the God one?
To exorcise the spirits?
Yeah.
I've never done an exorcism,
But a lot
when
of
you watch that Exorcist movie, it's like a Catholic priest.
and there's like crosses and stuff. I'm pretty sure the Satanic Bible
will just bring more demons in.
Yeah, I would think.
Sherilynn began to practice witchcraft, and she started having seances with her friends.
Oh, fun.
And she had this big metal container that was outside their house. That
like
was
a shipping container?
Yeah, or like a storage container. Yeah.
Like the place where people hide bodies?
Pretty much.
Or kidnap people?
Right. And it was red.
One of those.
And she spray painted words on it, like only God or gossip is sin, onto it.
Okay.
And then this one time she spray painted. Okay, get this. Ready? I'm going to read it the way that it's phonetically written, and then you have to guess what two words are misspelled.
Okay.
It said, 3 cats killed to date by people in this area. Witches don't like their black cats killed.
Those all seem like words that could potentially be in a first grade spelling exam.
Sure.
Read it again.
3 cats killed to date by people in this area. Witches don't like their black cats killed.
I'm going to go with 3 is spelled wrong. And I'm going to go with there.
You got one of them right.
It's there.
It's there. She wrote THERE. 3 cats killed to date by BUY.
Oh, that's extra effort. That's an additional unnecessary letter thrown in there.
They had some black cats that went missing.
That happens.
And she believed that someone in the neighborhood had poisoned them because she had told people that she was a witch.
Has anybody checked her medication lately?
I don't think she's taking it.
Also, Colton, I understand why maybe I want to live with Dad. Madyson Star, nobody's concerned about the welfare of little
Madyson, who's been taken out of school and is now being homeschooled by someone that writes BUY instead of BY.
Oh, speaking of which, you need to tell everybody about that article that you sent me the other day.
Oh, no.
So good.
It was this thing about the school, and the teachers are upset that they may be having to go back to school quickly, and that they don't think there's going to be enough safety measures put in place. And there's this adult writing with
Was this a teacher?
It didn't say, but I think it was. I think it was a teacher that was writing with a chalk marker on a window, and they were writing too soon. It's too soon to go back to school. It's too soon to open back up. And they wrote T-O soon.
Oh my God.
Not T-O-O, as in too many. Yeah.
Oh.
I was like, oh man. Hopefully that person's not teaching spelling and grammar.
Hopefully that person wasn't a teacher. Let's just go with that.
I think it's funny, though, whoever took that picture.
That was pretty great. They knew exactly what they were doing. They knew exactly what they were doing, and they're like, hell yeah, this is going to be this is the picture right here.
This will get their attention.
This is going on the article.
On October 7th of 2009, the family visited Red Oak, Oklahoma. People that saw them said that their family seemed happy, and they were actually planning to buy a 40-acre BUY, buy a 40-acre plot of land, and convert that red storage shed into a home.
Oh, yeah, container homes.
Right.
Little tiny home.
Right. You would think that, right? Super cute, dressed up. This was not a cute container.
They were just going to hey,
live in a container.
We're just going to straight up live in a container. We're not going to make it into.
It didn't have windows. It didn't even have real doors. It had like the click, 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 click doors.
The kind that you can get locked in.
It was not, and I had spray paint all over it that said about 3 cats being killed. Yeah. They what their plan was, they wanted to live somewhere that was more isolating. They wanted to get away from people, and they just wanted to
They're allergic.
They wanted to start fresh. They wanted a new start. So this new area that they're looking at, the 40 acres, it is in the San Boys Mountain Tails, and it's approximately 30 miles from their current home.
Okay.
So not like crazy far, but, you know, far enough away. And it was very remote, very isolating.
So it's like a bad idea.
And, well, I mean, I think they were thinking it was going to be a good financial decision because they owned the house they were living in and they were going to rent that out.
Oh, okay.
So not a horrible plan if you can
live in a container.
Yeah. So, and it's also going to get them out of their haunted house, which they want the hell away from.
Oh, right. All of the black bats.
Right. So on October 8th, 2009, the family loaded their belongings. So this is the next day. So the 7th, they go and they check out this 40 acres. The next day, they are seen on a video camera that they had actually like put up to protect themselves from Bobby Sr. From coming over, kind of
well,
like
that was smart.
Yeah, like if he came over and
driving
and
a truck through their house or something,
they would get
they'd have
surveillance
like
of it.
10 seconds of notice or something.
So they're seen loading their belongings into the white truck, and they also take Madyson. They put Madyson in the truck and Maisie, the family dog.
Oh, that's nice.
And
what kind of dog?
Like a little Maltese, a little black and white Maltese looking thing.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cute.
And they're heading towards Red Oak again to visit and then possibly purchase that land that they were looking at. Made this decision pretty quickly because Sherilynn had seen Colton like 2 weeks earlier, and during their visit together, she never mentioned the plans to move to him. She never like said, oh yeah, we're thinking about buying this land and putting a storage container on it and renting this place out.
But did she tell him about the evil demons on top of their house?
A lot of people knew about that.
Oh,
a lot
God.
of friends knew about that. Yeah. As I mentioned before, like the family didn't go out a lot, so them not being seen wasn't noticed right away. But once reported, a search for the missing family began. 8 days later, the family truck was located.
Oh.
Inside the truck. So, okay.
So they were just driving out to their new land.
Right. They were going to go check it out again.
And then they just never came back.
Right. They found the truck, though. Now, if you were going to, say, go for a walk, you're going to go check out this land.
Okay.
It is 2009.
Okay.
Name 3 things you would take with you.
If I'm going to go walk some property, including the things I'm wearing or not including the things?
No, not including your clothes are a given.
Okay. So like 3 things I would take with me. I would take a phone.
Okay.
Hopefully if there's cell service in that area. I would take water.
Sure.
3 things? I don't know. A knife.
Okay, sure. Well, inside the truck, they found the couple's IDs.
Okay.
Their wallets, their cell phones, their GPS system. Because remember back in the day, like you actually had like a GPS.
Yeah,
before
you
phones.
had its own unit, not like the one in your phone.
Right. Their warm clothes, jackets. Oh, and Maisie. Maisie the dog.
The dog?
She was in the truck.
Was she alive?
She was still alive.
Oh, good. Okay.
After 8 days.
That's all I needed to know. You can end the story right there. We're
being
good.
in the truck. The poor little thing was like very close to death. And they also found $32,000 in cash shoved under a seat.
You don't want the demons to get it.
They found an 11-page letter written by Sherilynn that expressed her hate and disgust of Bobby.
Oh.
So the truck wasn't broken down, and there was no evidence that it had been an accident. There were no signs of a struggle, no blood, no broken glass. The truck was locked, And people that knew the Jamison family were shocked to hear about the amount of money that was found in the truck, because they didn't have a lot. You know, both Bobby and Sherilynn were on disability, and they were possibly moving away to kind of get more of an income.
Yeah, but if you're on disability and you're not going anywhere or doing anything, I mean, it adds up. If you're as crazy as these whack jobs, you probably don't trust the banks.
It's a good possibility. So a search was organized, and it consisted of over 400 volunteers, a horse team, some mules,
Horses.
Bunch of ATVs. There were 16 teams of cadaver dogs. They used a drone. I mean, they're looking for these people.
Did they look in the storage container?
Several theories emerged about the family's disappearance, and one was that they had faked their own deaths. One was that they were in like a witness protection plan.
I doubt that.
One was that they got murdered.
No.
Or that they had died by a group suicide.
The group of just the two of them or the three of them?
Right. The three. Yeah.
Okay. So that makes it a group with three.
I guess. The search continued for the family.
Wait, how old was Madyson Star at this time?
6.
Okay.
The search continued for the family, but the case went cold until November 16th of 2013. Just 3 miles from where the Jamisons' truck was found, 2 hunters found the skeletal remains of 2 adults and a child.
Wait, what? Those are the worst cadaver dogs ever. They're all fired.
After, apparently a couple times they alerted towards a water tower, and that was not correct.
They're just like, can we please have some water?
We're so thirsty. After the forensic testing was performed on July 3rd, 2014, it was confirmed that the skeletons belonged to Bobby, Sherilynn, and Madyson. But because of how long the bodies had been in the elements and the state they were found, the cause of death could not be confirmed.
So it wasn't like a gunshot then.
So they were missing from 2009 all the way to 2013.
And they were only 3 miles away from the truck.
Yeah, 2.7 if you want to get exact.
That is ridiculous.
When questioned why the initial searches had found nothing despite the scale of people that were going and looking for them, this special agent from the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation told reporters that, quote, falling leaves potentially obscured the bodies. I know.
Like my story last week.
They're blaming a lot on leaves.
Okay, wait. Conspiracy theory.
Throw that in the mix.
Leaves aren't real.
They're a figment of your imagination.
They're government decoys.
Covering up dead bodies.
Used, alien decoys.
Alien DNA?
Sure.
Sucking up the human bodies and leaving behind skeletons?
Maybe. For research?
Mm-hmm.
You thought it was all about anal probing.
No, it's about leaves. Like leeches. Ooh.
Okay.
So as the police were researching, they found video surveillance of the couple walking. Okay, so remember I told you that they had...
Wait. What?
What?
I thought they were way out in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, no, this is when they're packing up. Remember I told you they put the cameras on their house to prevent Bobby Sr. from doing anything crazy.
Uh-huh.
So the police pull that footage.
Okay.
And they watch it. And they see the couple walking back and forth like they're in a trance from their home to the truck, and they're loading things in.
Okay.
And there's no sound because it's kind of like one of those cameras. It's just the video.
Okay.
But they never stop and talk to each other
while
they're loading.
Too uncommon.
And the daughter is there as well.
Okay.
And they make about 30 to 40 trips.
That's way too many.
Back and forth. And sometimes they're carrying something small. Sometimes they're not carrying anything at all.
Do you know how many Trader Joe's items I can carry from my car to the house in one trip?
I will stretch my arms out carrying heavy bags so I don't have to make that many trips.
That's way too many trips.
Sometimes they place things into the truck and then they go back into the house and then they come back to the truck and take it back out and put it in the house again. They also change their clothes a few times, but then they end up in the same clothes that they started out wearing.
Oh, this is creepy.
So this activity of the back and forth kind of like zombie-like walking lasts for around 3 hours.
No, that's way too long. Wait, was the poor little kid strapped to the car seat the whole time?
No, she's carrying things too.
Oh, okay. That's even creepier.
She's walking and she's not talking to them either.
Small children doing adult. Okay, that sounded really wrong, but not in the creepy.
Oh, no.
Not in the gross way, but like small children doing like adult type things is creepy to me. Do you know what I mean?
Like,
Like, I'm not talking about gross pedophile.
No,
like,
I
that's
didn't even
obviously
think that.
terrible.
Mm-hmm.
But like just stuff like that. Like that's just really weird to me.
And not talking for 3 hours. Not stopping and talking.
I need to watch this now.
I've seen parts of it. So at times they stop and they just stand in place. They don't move. And they have like super vacant stares on their faces. They're just standing there, like looking at nothing. So the video footage also allowed, which I think is the coolest thing, for the police to like cross-check what they found in the truck to see if anything was missing.
Oh, okay. That's
know.
Super helpful,
Right?
Actually.
Yeah. They're like, oh, okay, they're carrying a jug of water. Oh, there's the jug of water. You know, like check like a
so
checklist.
they know what's left. Okay.
So they discovered that a large brown briefcase was loaded into the truck but was missing, as well as the .22 caliber pistol that Sherilynn had shot at Kenneth. That couldn't be found anywhere, and that family and friends, they had all said that that gun was always kept in the truck.
And they did not die of gunshot wounds.
We'll get to that.
Oh, okay.
So police checked the cell phone records, and they actually discovered that an outgoing call to just like the voicemail, so you know how you can like call your own voicemail on your phone?
Yeah.
Was made on the 12th, but they went missing before that. So the cell phone was in the truck, but the family went missing on the 9th?
I don't remember.
I think the family went missing on the 9th. I'm getting
So a couple days later.
Right. So that to me wasn't that suspicious, because if you have a dog that's been in a truck for a few days and it's running around, jumping around, and you leave your cell phone on the seat or wherever, and the dog is
hit the button.
That's what I would thought. Because this is 2009.
What kind of phones did we have in 2009?
A BlackBerry.
Oh.
With
so
buttons.
it might have an actual voicemail button.
Or like if you just hold the number 1 down.
I remember doing that.
Right? Yeah. So that to me, like that was brought up in a few of the stories I read. But I was like, I feel like the dog would have stepped on it and made that. Because it was just a call to the voicemail and there was no message left or anything.
Weird.
They also found a photo of Madyson that was taken up on a hill. So it was the very last picture that they ever had of Madyson. And she's like sitting on this rock and her hands are folded and she looks upset. She looks like she's either just fussy or crying. She doesn't look happy. She's not smiling all cute at the picture.
Okay.
And by following their GPS unit by the way they had gone the day before and using that picture for a reference, they discovered that that spot that Madyson was at was just 200 yards away from where the abandoned truck was.
Interesting.
So
what did they take it on? Like a digital camera?
Mm-hmm.
That was the day of digital cameras?
No, it was their phone. It was still their phone.
Oh.
Cell phone.
Okay.
Yeah. The police used that GPS to find out like the path they had taken.
Okay.
So what happened? There's a bunch of different theories. So the first one is the Jamisons were members of a satanic cult. Sherilynn's mother, Connie, she claimed that her daughter, son-in-law, and granddaughter were on an Oklahoma cult hit list.
No.
And this is what she says. This is a quote from her. That part of Oklahoma is known for that. Cults and stuff like that.
There's a part of Oklahoma that's known for satanic cult hitmen.
And the Mexican Mafia.
we're known for satanic cult hitmen, the Mexican Mafia, and having the best dang corn dogs you ever could find. No, that's not a thing. There's no place that's
It's known for that. It's known.
Okay, no,
Cults.
sorry.
She says cults and stuff like that. From what I've been told, I don't know why I got that accent. From what I've been told and from what I've read, I was told that she was on a cult's hit list. She never.
Where do you read this?
She never gave the name of any cults, and the police never found any information that could support these claims. But Connie also said that Bobby and Sherilynn would never put their daughter in any situation that would possibly endanger her. She has also gone on record saying, quote, "What I truly believe is that they went up there, saw something they shouldn't, and were murdered by someone. Who that was, I just don't know." Okay, so you're not going for that one?
Sorry.
All right, the next theory is a meth deal gone wrong.
Okay. Tell me more.
The area of Oklahoma where the Jamison family lived, as well as the area they were hoping to move to, was pretty well known for its drug activity and mainly methamphetamine.
And that I believe.
So, the thought of a drug deal gone wrong isn't that too far of a stretch.
Okay.
So, going back to the video where they were packing up the truck, both Bobby and Sherilynn looked extremely thin to the point of almost like emancipated.
All right.
And a drug deal would also explain...
Wait, emancipated? Isn't that when you divorced your parents?
What's that word I'm trying to say?
Emaciated?
Oh, yeah, emaciated. I'm really glad you caught that.
Okay. We know that Bobby was not a fan of Bob Sr.
He didn't get emancipated, though.
He filed for emancipation. Prophylactic?
No.
No, those are condoms.
Emancipation
Proclamation?
proclamation.
Oh my God.
Hey, say it again.
Proclamation?
Proclamation.
No, that's when the South was trying to leave the country.
No.
Those are different things.
They just look emancipated.
Emaciated.
I mean, wait. Oh my God.
Colton's like, I don't want to be with my mom anymore. Bobby doesn't want to be with Bob. I mean, I bet Sherilynn's had enough of Connie and her satanic cult talk. Okay.
Both Bobby and Sherilynn looked extremely thin.
Okay.
Both Bobby and Sherilynn looked extremely thin. A drug deal would also explain where the $32,000 that was hiding in their car came from or where it was going to go. But there was never any drug material or proof that they had ever had drugs in their home, in their truck, or like there was no records of it ever. So they were there was not like anything, no drug paraphernalia at all. However, if the couple was doing meth, their decisions probably weren't the best. And then
typically not.
Probably,
no.
yeah. So taking your 6-year-old to do like a drug handoff wouldn't be like something
Too
unheard
out of the question.
Bobby had recently reported to a local San Boise resident.
What? Is that the area where
Yeah.
they live?
So
okay.
there was this guy that's some local resident, and he told the police that he was like running a meth lab. And so some people are saying like this guy got pissed because he got busted and it was a revenge killing. They were saying like, okay, if they're driving out and then they get forced out of the truck, that could explain why all the belongings were left behind and it kind of like just looked like they were left in a hurry. But if it was like a drug deal gone wrong or a revenge killing, why didn't they come and steal the phones out of the car or the wallet or the $32,000?
Yeah.
Because that was all left behind.
Okay. So I don't know exactly how one does meth, but isn't it like a thing that people who are on meth like do weird repetitive shit?
I believe so.
Like picking out their face.
Right.
Or like digging a random ass hole in the ground.
Uh-huh.
Or like picking all of the popcorn off of a ceiling or something.
Yeah.
or possibly moving things in and out of a car for 3 hours.
Right.
Is that a myth thing?
It is.
But don't they go fast though?
I don't know about that part. It's not like speed.
Oh,
I mean, maybe it's
don't
like
know.
speed.
I
don't
no
know.
idea.
But I know that the repetitive behavior is something, and also the weight loss. If they looked really thin, then they
hated their parents.
and they that could be a sign of doing meth. But that there was no signs of it anywhere is just kind of strange to me.
Unless
like
they
in
just
their
didn't,
house,
like, look all that hard.
I don't know. So maybe the family wasn't doing meth, but maybe they did need money, and maybe they wanted to just buy enough to do like a one-time deal, and maybe that's what was in the missing brown briefcase.
Wait, one time what?
So like if they're gonna go meet some drug dealers,
Okay.
and they have like this $32,000,
Okay.
and they have this brown briefcase,
Okay.
and they're like, we made our money. It was a one-time drug deal. We sold it. We want to get out of the game.
Okay.
And the drug dealers are like, no, you're stuck. You know too much. We're going to kill you.
Then why wouldn't they take their $32,000 back?
Well, they took the briefcase.
I
I don't know.
I need to hear more about this letter they found.
Okay, so the murder-suicide. The police did look into the theory that it had been a murder-suicide. The 11-page letter that was found in the truck written by Sherilynn called him a loner and a hermit, and it said he didn't care at all about Madyson. She also wrote that she wanted a divorce in that letter. When she was not taking her medication, her friend said that she would become very angry and go to, quote, dark places. So she could have shot Bobby in the back of the head and then found a more like peaceful way, for lack of a better word, to kill Madyson and herself. Because the 3 skeletons were found laying side by side in the dirt, face down.
Oh, all 3 of them face down.
All 3 of them face down.
Strange.
And then it was also kind of flipped that said that maybe Bobby found the letter and he drove his family out into the woods and murdered them because he didn't want her to leave or take Madyson, and the whole like, if I can't have him, no one can type thing. So there was a hole that looked like a bullet hole discovered on the back of Bobby's skull.
Okay.
And Sherilynn's gun was missing. But the coroner disagreed and said that it wasn't from a bullet. But some local hunters apparently put in their 2 cents, and they said that it looked like what would come from a .22 pistol.
But he was the only one who had a bullet hole.
Right.
Okay. So for that to work, Sherilynn would have had to have shot him, tossed the gun somewhere
where it was never found,
and then
smothered or
killed,
poisoned, or somehow
Madyson Star and herself.
Correct.
Some other way.
And just laid down altogether.
But if you're gonna kill somebody, you probably wouldn't want to die next to them. I think you'd want to like go somewhere else
or just go away.
Yeah.
So there were no bullet holes or wounds found on Sherilynn or Madyson. Okay, the next theory. Bobby's dad, Bobby Sr., he killed the family. People say that he did it because he was just so angry, and he was pretty darn crazy. But he actually died 2 months after the family went missing. He had been sick for a long time, and the brother, Jack Jamison, he made a statement that Bob had been in, quote, either a hospital or a rest home at the time. And even though he was like a super troubled, angry man, he was not capable of being involved in the murders.
Well, also, Bob left all of his money to Madyson Star.
Correct.
So I wouldn't think that he would want to kill her.
Right. So maybe it was like a business deal gone bad, because apparently Bob Sr. was involved with meth, and maybe he had someone on his side kill the family. Bobby said that he had, those ties to the Mexican Mafia.
Oh,
and he was scared for his family's life. He had made those statements to the police. The police questioned the father and said that he was not a person of interest and that he had an alibi for the time when the family went missing. Okay. Next theory.
Yeah, I don't like the Bob one.
Nah.
I'll pass on that.
How about just they got lost?
They got lost 2 miles away from their car.
2.7.
They got lost 2.7 miles away from their car.
So what if they just got lost and it got cold and they froze or something? But if you were going to go out for a hike, you would take your phone. You would take your GPS. You would take your dog, right? I mean, you would think.
What time of year was it?
It got down to, I don't know what time of year it was, but it got down to the 40s.
Is there snow at that?
No.
Okay.
And it had not rained for like over a week. So there wasn't like any mudslide or anything like that.
Well, I guess you could get lost and you're like walking along, like you went way further than those 2.7 miles. And then when you finally give up,
you're
you
just 2.7
are
miles
only
away.
2.7 miles away.
Is that maybe? That's a possibility. Maybe.
Okay.
But do you think you would all like succumb to the elements at the same time?
No, because as we learned from the Andes football team, you can live a hell of a long time with no food. Well, no, I guess, they had water, so.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But they
But
left their GPS, their dog, everything. And then Bobby, he was also like known to go into the wilderness to go hunting. He was pretty familiar with the outdoors.
Wait, also,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that they would all be found together if they got lost.
Right.
I think like Bobby would be like, okay, you guys obviously little star here, can't go much further. You sit here. I'm going to go
Look for help.
and then help you.
But people said that because of his back pain, going like those 3 miles would have not have happened. Because like he couldn't go that far.
Well, how do you get there? Aliens?
Okay. So the next theory was a kidnapping plot. And that was just, someone had seen pictures of little Madyson and wanted to do bad things to her. But that doesn't make any sense because the whole family went missing and ended up dead. So it's not like the mom and the dad just died and Madyson went missing. So that one doesn't make sense to me.
Nope. Done. Next.
So in 2010, after the Jamison story appeared on its like investigation discovery show, a woman made a report that she once belonged to a white supremacy group. So this kind of backs up what the mom said. And she had seen a book containing the names of people that someone in the group, quote, had a problem with and who needed to be taken care of. She said she would memorize these names and then go back home and look them up. And then apparently many of the names that she looked up would come back to missing person cases, including the Jamisons. So that could lead back to maybe Kenneth did have something to do with this. And he said, hey, these people were assholes to me. This, like, they need to be taken out. Put their name down in whatever book this is.
But how did he put them in a trance when they were loading up their car for 6 hours or whatever they were doing?
I don't know.
That doesn't make sense.
Not going for it.
No.
So this is another one. This is the last one. So there was a story written in the Oklahoman newspaper. And it talks about the mysterious case of Tommy Raymond Eastep, is his last name, I believe. He disappeared after a trip to Eufaula, which is the same town where the Jamisons lived.
Okay.
And the police found his truck abandoned at a highway and crossroads like on the 35-degree north latitude. So just remember that, 35-degree north latitude.
Okay.
So this guy goes missing. They found his truck, 35-degree north.
Got it.
Okay. So both the Jamisons and Tommy Raymond Eastep, they both disappeared at this coordinate. It's also the site of a brutal murder that occurred in Oklahoma a month before.
What?
Wait, Go ahead.
Oh, no. I was just going to ask a month before which one?
The disappearance of the Jamison family.
Okay.
So this lady, Pastor Carol Daniels, she was found like statistically murdered in her church. And this guy, the district attorney, Brett Burns, he said that it was the most horrific scene he'd ever seen. Her like nude and mutilated body was staged behind like the altar in a crucifix position.
Oh, no.
And the
Wait, maybe Connie wasn't so far off
wasn't
about
so crazy.
the satanic cults that this part of Oklahoma is known for.
Really. But the location of that murder rests on the 35th degree latitude. That also is the same coordinates at which, remember this horrible lady, Andrea Yates, where she drowned her 5 children in the family bathtub in 2001.
So these are all on the same latitude, but all also close to each other?
I believe so.
Because like latitudes go all the way around the
Right.
world. So all of these people were on the 35 north, right? Latitude.
35th degree latitude. There was an occult psychic, and she calls this the 35th degree latitude, the line of tragedy, as countless other murders and deaths have occurred along its path. So that was kind of my little ending ripple there.
Okay.
The whole, like, I feel like somehow we need to include the 35th degree latitude into one of our future stories.
Okay. I have a question.
I probably don't have the answer, but go ahead.
Latitudes and longitudes.
Our lines.
They're lines on maps.
Mm-hmm.
How far away are they from each other?
I don't know.
Because, like, what if the 35th degree north whatever, what if that's, like, I don't know, like a third of the country or something? You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Let me figure this out. I feel like this is important information that I should know as an adult.
I bet the majority of adults don't know that.
I don't know. Okay, what's your guess?
How far a line of latitude is?
Lines of latitude,
Mm-hmm.
the parallels, the distance between each other. Give me any number in miles.
300.
69.
Oh, that's a lot less than I thought.
Yeah, but still, a 69-mile swath.
That's a fun word.
That's like a big swath, you know? Like, I bet there's probably bad things that happened in every one of those 69-mile swaths.
Well, probably. But those are pretty extreme bad things.
yeah, but you know,
Believe in
when
the
you're a
psychic.
hammer.
Believe in the psychic.
No, we had an entire episode about how I don't believe in psychics.
In the psychic. So today it's still even a cold case. Obviously, they haven't found what really happened to the Jamison family. There's been multiple FBI agents, like all kinds of PIs, the psychics. They've all been working to solve this mystery. But every time it just kind of seems to turn up more questions and theories than actual answers.
It's very, very bizarre.
So what do you think happened to the Jamison family?
I think that the things that they kept seeing repeatedly on their roof that they wanted to shoot with magic bullets were not demons, but aliens.
Okay.
We talked about the leaf situation. Maybe when they were out there, they got abducted and then their bodies were placed back, their skeletal remains. That's why the dogs didn't find them. The horses didn't find them.
They were just gone and then appeared years later.
Yes. That's my theory.
That's your theory. You're sticking to it?
I mean, maybe they left a few little snacks for the dog
No.
because the dog was really skinny.
And it was eating its own poo-poos.
Well, I mean, my dog's not starving, but every once in a while he finds a good-looking nugget that he wants to take a bite out of. So, yeah, I don't know. What's your theory?
I think they were murdered.
By who? Kenneth?
No, I think
Never trust a guy who goes by Kenneth instead of Ken.
or Kenny.
Kenny, I feel is like, that's okay. But Kenneth,
Can't do it.
no.
No, I think that they were murdered. I think that they were looking for a new place to live. Maybe they were going to start fresh, or maybe they just, I don't know. I think that they stumbled upon maybe a meth lab or a drug deal or something.
But wouldn't people find that when they're like looking for them?
There's quite a few meth labs in that area.
Oh.
Quite a few. There's a lot. So, I mean, finding...
That's what they're known for.
Yeah. I think so. I think they were murdered.
Okay.
That's my guess.
Even little kids, like...
I know.
And then not take the money? Like, that's so weird.
Because I think they're stupid. Whoever killed them, I don't know.
Very weird. What if... Here's another theory. We know that Bobby was on disability for back pain.
Mm-hmm.
We know that Sherilynn was crazy whack job stockpiling her pills that she wasn't taking.
Mm-hmm. And writing 11-page novels about how much she hated her husband.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's completely unrelated. But maybe somebody went after the pills. We've heard stories about that happening before.
So they did find empty pill bottles in the truck.
Yeah, so I guess you would take the whole bottle, right?
Yeah, I don't think you'd empty it out in your hand. And
Well,
put it in your
maybe
pocket.
if you don't like want the prescription information on you.
Maybe.
I don't know.
But why leave the money? I mean, yes, it was
Unless
under the
they didn't
under
know it
the
was
seat.
there.
But the cell phones were there. The GPS. I mean, if you want to like take stuff to a pawn shop,
That's true.
you take the cell phones, you take the GPS system, you take the wallets and the purse.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's a bizarre story. And the only survivor is that little dog Maisie.
Maisie knows the truth.
She does.
When we have technology to talk to Maisie,
We will know.
we'll have our answer.
All right, pick your story for next week.
Oh, okay. Are we doing last shot? Do we
Oh,
do that first? Or do we do
No, we
story
do
first?
last thought and a shot. Last thought and a shot. Last thought and a shot. Do. Do you want a shot?
Yeah, since our drink was a fail, let's taste this Winchester whiskey. Do you like it? It's a bourbon.
It's not nearly as strong as I thought it would be. It's got like a slow little burn. I
Mhm.
like it.
Yeah,
It's
extra
smoky.
smooth bourbon whiskey.
It's good.
It's pretty good. I like it. I would buy a full bottle of this. Or if you want to send us a full bottle, I would definitely drink it.
It's good.
America's native. Oh, God.
What?
It's called America's Native Spirit.
Oh, and didn't the person that sent it to us named Michael?
Oh,
The spirits?
the spirit that lives in the house
Emily
or on the
and
roof.
Michael? Oh.
Whoa. Mind blown.
Blown?
Okay. Like I said, our words are not working this week. Okay.
Thanks,
So-
Michael. That's yummy. Oh, I'm so warm and cozy inside.
And this is my last thought in a shot story. So, Rosette, when you think of Oklahoma,
Oklahoma.
tell me about the creatures and the critters and just like, the
Stuff?
woodland folk who live out there.
In Oklahoma?
Uh-huh.
Armadillos.
Okay.
Do I keep going?
Yeah, give me a few.
Coyotes.
Probably.
Porcupines.
Maybe. I have no idea.
Am I supposed to be saying a certain animal?
Let me tell you about a very special cryptid
Fun.
who lives in Oklahoma, known as the Oklahoma octopus.
No. There's no octopuses. Octopi.
AKA the freshwater demon. Now, maybe this is what happened to the family because you never know when you're going to come across an octopus in Oklahoma.
Hey, wait. Did we release those episodes of our cryptids?
Yes.
We did.
Yeah, they were very drunk and very sloppy.
What did I did the Kraken
Yeah,
and you did
the belly whack goat man.
that's right.
Yeah,
We did
I feel
release
like
those.
we should go back and re-record those. Those ones that sounded so bad that they were like unlistenable.
Maybe for our Patreon.
Okay. So wait, let me tell you about the Oklahoma
Octopi.
octopus, aka the freshwater demon. Now, this is from Fandom. I feel like that's a website that
Fake news.
Oh, no, I don't know. I feel like it's a teenager website. But anyway, the Oklahoma octopus is a mysterious creature generally said to inhabit 3 lakes in Oklahoma.
Whoa.
Yeah.
It can like go from lake to lake?
Apparently.
Or is there multiple?
Maybe. I don't have these answers. But you can find it in Lake Thunderbird, Lake Ulach, and Lake Tenkiller, where it attacks and kills unsuspecting swimmers. According to legend and rumor, this freshwater demon measures the size of a horse and resembles an octopus. I thought it was an octopus. With long tentacles and leathery, reddish-brown skin.
Maybe it's a squid.
And maybe it's just like lakeweed.
Sea kelp? Lake kelp?
Yeah. Skeptics question how an octopus, an ocean creature, could survive in fresh water. But it's easy to believe that such a creature would be a fearsome predator. The giant Pacific octopus, for example, has tentacles that reach 200-pound strength of a 200-pound man. I can't read. And a powerful beak that it uses to kill its prey.
Those are birds. Birds have beaks.
Although no physical evidence exists of the case of the Oklahoma octopus, many point to the high mortality rate and large number of unexplained drownings in Oklahoma lakes as a clear sign of his presence.
Oh, totally.
Or meth. There have also been numerous reported sightings. Cryptozoologists. How do you become a cryptozoologist?
I don't know, but I want to be one.
Probably take an online course.
Like to marry someone.
Yeah.
Take one of those courses.
Yeah.
Get my little diploma. I could print
Maybe
it
they'll
out.
give you a 2-for-1 deal. But anyway, cryptozoologists have pointed out that species of jellyfish have been able to adapt from saltwater to freshwater conditions, and the same adaptations may have been possible for a giant cephalopod trapped in an inland lake when coastal waters
Snuffleupagus, I guess.
receded. And now you know about the Oklahoma octopi.
All right.
Are you impressed? You don't
Super.
seem impressed.
I'm super. Have you ever eaten octopus?
Calamari. A squid.
Oh, yeah. I thought that was octopus, too. No?
I don't know. I thought it was squid.
Maybe.
I mean, I may have. I've gone to those like Asian buffets, rest in peace buffets.
Oh, buffets.
I know. Those are always kind of gross. So like if you think about it.
So gross.
But I've been to ones that had like the little tiny octopus.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh. I think they came out of a can.
Ew. When I went to France, I don't speak French. We went into this little like mom and pop place, and I had the menu, and it was all in French.
Okay.
And I pointed to something that I thought looked like fruit pizza, but it was actually fruta pizza. And so they brought it out to me, and it just had octopus all over it.
Okay.
Like cut up, chopped up, baby octopuses on top.
And you had to eat it.
They were staring at me, and I like tried to like hide some of it in my napkin. I just felt so bad. But I was the stupid American that ordered fruta pizza and didn't know what it was. I thought it was fruit pizza.
Why are you ordering pizza in France anyway?
Because I didn't know what anything else on the menu was.
Croissant.
Pick your topic for next week.
Oh, yeah. That sounds disgusting, though. I don't know what I would do. I would probably... I mean, I feel like when in France, you know, you got to take a little octopus bite. You got to try it. I mean, you never know. You might have loved it.
I tried.
Do you remember how disgusting we thought cheese in a can was before we tried cheese in a can?
Cheese in a can is the best.
Easy cheesy.
Send us some cheese in a can. We'll be so happy.
Sounds disgusting. Tastes amazing. You never know. Okay, here we go. So what do you want me to pull first? My
Pick your location.
Okay, here. Florida.
No, it's not.
I feel like that one needs to go back in because there's going to be so many stories from Florida.
That's
it
the
needs to
best.
be a repeat. Okay.
Yay, Florida.
Florida.
And your
And
topic
then
is dun, 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 dun.
medical oddities.
Oh, fun. Oh, in Florida?
I bet they have a few.
I'm sure they've got plenty of oddities.
They have all kinds of oddities. All right.
Yay.
Is that all?
I think
we
that's
do all the things.
We did.
Oh, enter our giveaway.
We didn't. We got one today, one yesterday emails.
I think so. I don't know. I haven't checked recently.
Yeah. Send us an email about anything for that matter. Anything strange and unusual. A strange dream you had, an experience with an alien,
A strange octopus that you met in Oklahoma,
a face-sucking leaf.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, any of that. Send it to the ripplepodcast@gmail.com.
Did you see bats on your house and think they were demons?
Did a bat fly into your room one night?
Did you take a bunch of pain pills that weren't prescribed to you?
Well, that's dark. Follow us on Instagram @RipplePod and on Facebook, The Ripple Podcast. And that's it.
Did you say our email?
The Ripple Podcast @gmail.com.
Okay.
And that's it. All right. Have a great week. And until then, don't forget to be a fountain
And not a drain.
Bye-bye.
Bye.